Good morning. So, in a previous episode, I briefly mentioned that the hairstylists that I follow on Instagram, they are not on vacation. They were working the Orlando Hair Show. And I'm just putting these ideas out there for everybody that's listening to this podcast in cosmetology school. But the real fashion show the real hair show that I wish I would have been taught about, that did 1,000 times more for me in my career than any actual professional hair show, was New York Fashion Week. And I'm going to put a link of all of the designers that are coming up for this fall 2022. You know, the list is always released in January. And the reason why I am putting this idea in your head, because so many of you I know do not have access to what it's like to be behind the scenes at a fashion show. And the reality is you just need to work one designer 1 year and you have that experience under your belt. So these other ideas that I'm giving you, they're going to seem so easy to do a wedding, and I'm not saying doing a wedding is easy. I'm saying when you go ahead, Google Runway, Google any of these designers and look at their 2021 shows. There's usually about, 25 to 40 girls, and their hair is all the same, or it is a slight variation. And let me tell you something about human beings. The amount of hair, the texture of the hair, the color of their hair, it's never the same. And when you're working on a team of people that are styling 45 girls within, like, many of these models work multiple shows, so you're constantly changing their hair. And when you learn how to work that fast within a team, you're sharpening your skills. It is not the same thing, but I parallel it to a nurse working in an emergency room. So I'm putting this link of the designers up there because what you want to do is follow each designer. And you're thinking, Emily, if I contact these designers and say, I want to work New York Fashion Week, they're never going to respond to me. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you to do research. Go back to 2021 and figure out the celebrities that walked in their show, or the models that walked in their show. They're going to tag at least one or two models. That's just the name of the game. You're going to go to that model's page, right? That model most likely has worked with that hair artist or makeup and hair artist before, right? And if you've never done hair and you are not solid in hair, you're going to tell them that you are inexperienced, but that you know that they're going to need a reliable individual to just hold a can of hairspray or put in a bobby pin. I mean, these shows, we work so fast on these models, and guaranteed they're going to have someone who's already experienced, someone who works for them, who's an assistant. In these shows, assistants have assistants. And all you're doing right now is doing your research. So you're going to go to that hairstylist Instagram page, and they're probably going to have tons of followers because of their portfolio, because they're a seasoned hairstylist. But guess what? Seasoned hairstylists have assistants that move on all the time. Or if they have an assistant that they've had for years, again, that assistant needs an assistant. So they have most likely tagged someone in one of their posts. And all you're doing, I'm giving you a list of 55 brands. I think it's 55 or 56. And you've got homework to do, because that's the real hair show. I'm telling you, if you have a connection, and the reason why I'm saying New York, and you might be thinking, I can't afford to go to New York. There's no way I can get out there. If your mindset is already, I can't, I'm telling you right now, why? Why not you? These people have budgets. It's big money. These designers, they give these, the hairstylists are in charge of hair and makeup, big money. And you may get lucky. You may have someone fly you out there. Why not? Why not you? Your Instagram, your profile, your professional profile should reek determination, should reek inspiration, and should reek you. if you feel like you, you've just come from a place in your environment and in your life that nobody is really going to give you access to these types of hair shows, I promise you, this industry is for you. We're all a bunch of misfits, and every single designer or seasoned hairstylist gave us a shot. If you start, because Fashion Week isn't until fall, if you start contacting these seasoned hairstylists, these seasoned assistants of these hairstylists, and you show hunger and strive now, I promise you, they're going to be impressed when you follow up with them in a month, when you follow up with them in 2 months. It works. And all you need for the rest of your career, I am a local hairstylist, and I would say a small city, big town. But I know that my experience in taking a leap of faith and by taking a shot on myself, that I feel confident in my work. And that's all you're doing is believing in yourself. Think about what I'm asking you to do. I'm going to put the link in the description of this podcast episode. Clicking on the link, writing down these brands, following these brands on your professional Instagram profile, looking at who's tagged in last year's fashion show. And it can even be some of these brands, they use the same, they say they use the same hairstylist for even Europe's Fashion Week, right? So now you have a chance, what I'm saying, doing the research now, being a part of New York Fashion Week in the fall. And as long as you are consistent and you show up, you're going to get hired to go to Europe. It works. So I know that's a lot, but I believe in you.